Hello Scorpio, and welcome to your new moon lunar cycle insight video for the cycle beginning with the new moon solar eclipse in Leo on the 11th of August and completing with the new moon in Virgo on the 9th of September. So this lunar cycle is what I have been calling the great unwinding, as this month gives us an opportunity to begin to integrate all of the work we've been doing during this intense eclipse season. This is a time of harvesting the rewards of the hard work that we have been putting in, as one by one the planets begin to change direction. So for you, the focus as we begin this month with the new moon and with Mercury retrograde is taking place very much in your 10th house of career, of vocation, of purpose. So perhaps you have been feeling the need to rework the way that you present yourself to the world through your offerings. Perhaps there has been some realizations that your vocation isn't in alignment with your soul's authentic truth. If you're a creative person or you're speaking a connection with your work, then perhaps there's been some feeling of frustration, of blockages, there's been some delays somehow in the area of work for you. Perhaps with the Leo sun there's things that you really want to set into motion. There's projects that you have that you feel will serve the world, that you want to put out there, you want to be seen, yet things have been sticky, things have been delayed because of the Mercury retrograde. And with this eclipse we can perhaps see more shake-ups happening. This will set into motion a thought process or a stream of events that will force you to make changes in your work life, so it can be more in alignment with your soul's unique expression and your soul's unique gifts. But after the 19th, when Mercury moves direct, the work that you've been doing, the recalibration, the soul searching that you've been doing can begin to start to yield results. So if you've been, looking for a job, thinking about changing your job, if you're self-employed, changing how you present yourself to the world through your work, things will start to move forward again. This can be a bit like a reset, a new beginning that is set into motion by the new moon. So this can be a time of being rewarded, being more recognized for what you give to the world as well after Mercury moves direct. On the 12th, we're going to have Mars sliding back into Capricorn. He's still retrograde and he's going back into your 3rd house, which is where he was with Saturn, with Pluto in May this year, particularly the 11th and the 16th of May. He'll be going over the same degrees over the coming weeks. So your attention is drawn to your networks and how you communicate, Scorpio. Perhaps there are some things you need to say, some truths that you need to speak. And this is going to be an energy that's with you all month, as Saturn is also stationing direct here. So all of the work that you've been doing to rewire your thought processes, to restructure how you vocalize your needs and desires, is going to start to be rewarded as the planets change direction in this house. There's a huge emphasis on how you communicate. So if you are somebody that works in networking, if you are a communicator, a teacher, a writer, somebody who expresses through their words, then this can be a time of particular benefit and emphasis around this area of your life as well. So it can also be a time when, you know, you might become more aware of the effect that your networks, both online and in person, have on you. And that's particularly true as the sun moves into Virgo on the 23rd of August, and he's going to move into your 11th house, and that is the house that deals with the web, that deals with friendships and communication. These are both very sociable houses, so there may be a need for you to be, and the 10th house as well is a house where we're very seen. So this may be a month where you have to be more outward focused, more focused on networking with the people that can help you build your goals and dreams than you normally would be, Scorpio, because we know that you're a very internal sign. So it's make sure that you get your needs heard. Make sure that you're not holding back, that you're allowing yourself to be seen for the unique gifts that you have. You know, if you've got something to say, if you've got something to share, if there's something that you want to set in motion as these planets begin to turn direct, now's the time. Spread your message, share your words, Scorpio. The world needs your perception, your razor sharp insight. There's no one that sees like you do. So now is the time to share that instead of holding it back and being private. And your relationships as well, they will really benefit from you speaking your truth, as the Virgo sun comes into a beautiful earth trine later this month with Uranus in Taurus in your 7th house, with Saturn in your 3rd house. So again, you know, all of these houses are about interaction with the world, interaction with other people. So the more you really share yourself and be seen, the more people will notice you, the more people will be drawn to your energy and will be wanting to receive you in all of your glory and all of your gifts. So, you know, you can really benefit from being out and about in the world at this time. Opportunities can come, opportunities that will offer practical, tangible results. So perhaps you'll meet somebody and they'll offer you an opportunity, or you'll read for somebody if you're somebody who does readings, and it will lead to something bigger that will end up bringing you financial rewards as well. So get yourself out there, Scorpio. The Pisces full moon, your fellow water sign, so you know you're not upset by this emotional energy, because we know that you live in the emotional depth, is going to fall on the 26th of August on your 5th house, which is where Neptune is. And Neptune this month is going to be in a beautiful trine with Jupiter in your 1st house as well. So again, this is where your creative inspirations can be very well received. And perhaps with the full moon and the healing sign, the compassionate sign of Pisces in your 5th house, perhaps you can heal through your art, heal through your creations. So if there's something that you've been holding inside, and you know, maybe you'll write a super powerful piece of poetry or create a super powerful piece of art, or perhaps you'll write it and share it with people and it will really touch their souls. You can heal others through your creations. Part of your service work is to share your creations with the rest of the world. And it's a beautiful time for you, letting go of any insecurities, any fears about what you have to offer the world, any of that, oh, you know, I'm not good enough, or perhaps you have been procrastinating or delaying, indulging in toxic behaviors as a way of not stepping onto your purpose. Perhaps you've been, you know, overindulging in things that you shouldn't have as a way of denying the gifts that you have. And this energy that's coming through this month can really highlight that and say, hang on a minute. If you're drinking 2 glasses of wine every night, you're not going to get up with a clear head to do your work, to do your writing, or whatever it is that you are offering as a service. Or you know, perhaps you're not feeding your body the nutrients it needs. And that's also an indication of you perhaps trying to say, oh, I haven't got enough energy, I haven't got the motivation, but maybe there's just some changes that you need to make in the way that you look after your body, that will help you to be more of service, that will help you to really have the motivation to move towards your dreams and goals and visions. So Mars, your ancient ruler, the warrior god, stations direct on the 27th of August. So hooray, you know, as a person with a lot of Scorpio who is an Aries, Mars is very strong in my chart as well. So I know that we will all be very, very relieved when he begins to pick up speed again. So he's stationing direct in Capricorn, in that third house that we've already talked about. And he will be moving back into the fourth on the 10th of September. And the fourth house was where he spent most of his retrograde journey, where that huge lunar eclipse was, where the node is. And this has been an energy for you of revisiting the pain of your childhood, perhaps revisiting past memories, clearing out old programs that come down to you through the genetic lineage. It's really been a time of letting go of the past. Okay, that's really interesting, Scorpio. As I'm doing your video, I've started to get a real cough, and I haven't been coughing at all today before then. So it's interesting because a lot of the energies with Mars stationing, Saturn stationing, and Pluto still transiting in your third house, perhaps there are some blockages around creative expression, around the voice, around speaking your truth, that still needs to be cleared. So you might find that having to speak up for yourself is a big issue this month as well. Perhaps you just need to do a little bit of clearing work, a little bit of healing work there. You can work with the crystals aquamarine, blue lace, agate, to help clear that energy center. All of the light blue stones seem to work really well there. Also want to say lapis as well, because that can also help you activate the higher psychic senses. And we know that you're one of the most perceptive signs, Scorpio. So don't be afraid to speak what you see, to speak the truth that you perceive. So back to Mars in the fourth house, but as well as the emotional healing and clearing work that you've been doing there, you may also be facing issues with physical relocation, facing issues with perhaps moving house, or perhaps there's been more conflict than usual in your family life, in your home life. Your attention's been drawn there. Perhaps there's a bit of a thing going on at the moment between balancing the work and home life. Perhaps you're feeling the need to create a safe space for yourself, create a little nurturing nest where you can retreat from the world. Perhaps you are redecorating or renovating in some way, or you have been. And as Mars starts to pick up speed and move back through Aquarius after the 10th of September, you can really start to see results there as well. So any delays or frustrations, any upsets that have happened can start to heal. Things will start to shift and change for you, Scorpio, as a reward for all of the detaching, all of the letting go that you have been doing. We're going to finish this month with the Virgo New Moon in your 11th house on the 9th of September. So this can be a time again where your focus is on taking productive steps to build your dreams and visions for the future. The 11th house is our individual purpose, and how that purpose ties in with the evolution of humanity as a whole. What we're offering the world needs to be of service in some way. It needs to have a humanitarian element to it. And the Virgo New Moon in this productive earth sign is the perfect time to really see the intentions of the goals and visions that you are wishing to manifest at this time. Or, you know, if you're feeling like you need to call in a soul tribe, you need to call in people who are in alignment with your vision, then this can also be a really, really great time to do that too. So I'm going to finish this reading by picking a card for you, Scorpio, from the Mythic Oracle deck by Carissa Millardo and Michelle Lee Phelan. These are quite an old deck of mine, and they have all of the ancient Greek archetypes on them, which form the basis of astrology as we know it. Let's just pick a card for you and see what other message the cosmos has for you, Scorpio. Interesting. So we have two cards for you. Oh, and one of them has just fallen on the floor. We don't want to lose that one, that's the nice one. So, Poseidon, Earth Shaker. So, perhaps as a result of speaking your truth, Scorpio, there are some changes that need to happen in your life. There are some unexpected events that occur. And with Mars going backwards and forwards over your IC, the cusp of your fourth house, which is the foundational point, the roots of the birth chart, perhaps there will be some more shocks or twists or unsettling experiences that catapult you into the unknown, that catapult you into change again. And it's really, we've had this message before actually for your fellow water sign Cancer, and you are also a fixed sign that doesn't particularly like change. So it's about surrendering to the unknown and trusting that you can manage whatever is thrown at you. And, you know, this can be manifesting in multiple areas of your life because you are part of that fixed cross that is happening in the skies at the moment with Uranus in Taurus and Mars moving backwards and forwards in Aquarius, and the Sun and Mercury in Leo. So changes in work, home life and love can still come for you this month, but it's your job to be willing to let go of what needs to be let go of, and know that you can cultivate the inner sense of safety that you require within yourself. The only security that we have, as I said to Cancer, is knowing that we can deal with whatever life throws at us. Life will always be changing. The ground will always be shaking beneath our feet. Nothing is ever certain. So that's a little additional message for you. And you might find that this plays out in your relationships, Scorpio. We have Aphrodite here, Venus, Inanna herself, the love goddess in all her radiance there. And Uranus is, after all, now going retrograde in your 7th house of love and romance. So maybe there's some changes that you need to make or that are forced upon you, connected with your relationships and how you interact with other people, because we know that you are a sign of intimacy. You are a sign of soul bonding, Scorpio. So be aware that you may need to open yourself to something new in your relationships. There may be something or someone that you have to let go of. For those Scorpios who aren't in a relationship at this time, perhaps the shock is someone new entering your life with the Grand Earth trine that's going on, linking up your houses of sociability. When you start to express yourself authentically, a new love can come in, a new partner can come in, or a new level of love in your existing relationship. So this energy, this Earth Shaker, is a bit Uranian. It's a bit like a wild card. So we're all a little bit used to that now, to be honest, with the shifts that we've all been going through. So trust, surrender, flow and let go, Scorpio, this month is the additional message. and I am sending you so much love. If you wish to connect with me further, you can check the links below this video, or you can connect with me for a reading. So many blessings to you for this amazingly energetically shifting lunar cycle.